Hey, it's Jeff Walker, and today I wanted to talk about one of my absolute most important rules of internet success. And if you don't follow this rule, well, it can shut you down. It can completely kill your business, and it can do it overnight. So this is what it is. Don't ever depend on a single source of traffic or a single source of leads for your business, because one is the loneliest number in this business, really in any business. And if you're dependent on one source, it can change, and it can change quickly. And I've seen that happen over and over. In all these years I've been in business online, I've seen it, the internet world go through so many different cycles. Like right now, Facebook's the hot thing. You know, a few years ago, search was a hot thing. And then a few years before that, AdWords is a hot thing. And before that, well, search was a hot thing before that. And what happens is people will, they'll figure out a way to succeed, a way to get top search rankings, a way to use Google AdWords to drive all kinds of traffic, and then all of a sudden something will change. And often the rules will change. And we've seen that over and over with Google. I know people, I've seen this go through a few different cycles where people were just crushing it, getting all kinds of organic traffic or from having good search rankings, free traffic, right? Free traffic from the search engines. And they had great rankings, and it was a beautiful thing. They weren't paying anything as traffic's coming in. They didn't even have to convert it very highly, but they were doing really well. But then, literally overnight, Google would change the search algorithm, and their rankings would go away. And I've seen this happen multiple times throughout the years. And similar with AdWords. I had one of my platinum clients was absolutely killing it with AdWords. And he came to me, and he was literally like spending I think $100,000 or more a month, and he was super profitable. He was spending $100,000, bringing that traffic in, and making a lot more than that, just because he had a nice conversion system. He was doing launches to them, and it was great. And he had all this traffic coming in. He was building up his business. And I said, well, listen, you got to watch out, because one day, Google AdWords might love you today, but they might change their algorithm tomorrow. You got to diversify your traffic sources. And he did, which is awesome, because just a couple of months later, they did change their algorithms, and all of a sudden he couldn't drive that traffic with AdWords. It happens over and over and over. Right now, Facebook is red hot. For many markets and many niches, it's really easy to drive Facebook traffic and be profitable. And I'll tell you what, that's great. And if you're doing it right now, fantastic. I love it. And do more of it. Keep on doing it, but know that someday, and it might not be that far off, there'll be, there was a Google slap, there'll be a Facebook slap. And all of a sudden, advertising will get a lot harder and a lot more expensive on Facebook. It's inevitable, it's coming. So it's great when you find one of those traffic sources, one of those lead sources, then ride it as far as you can and as fast as you can. But don't ever be dependent on one. Even as you're exploiting one, you're using one, you're doing great, always be looking for additional streams of traffic. Don't confuse this with that whole multiple streams of income. Not a big fan of that concept, but I'm a big fan of multiple streams of leads. It's way better to get, to have 10 lead flows where you're getting one lead a day than having one where you're getting 10 leads a day, because one is the loneliest number. So don't ever be dependent on one single source of traffic or one single source of leads. So I'm Jeff Walker. If you're watching this anywhere else, besides my blog at jeffwalker.com, head over there. That's where all the freebies and the goodies are. That's where the conversation is. And let's go get them this week.